Episode 9 is set to introduce many different types of Jedi and Sith lore in this story by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, and using it in a way in order to evolve the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren in this story. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, mind you, we are just 4 days away from Star Wars Celebration this upcoming Thursday on April 11th, and of course April 12th, by the way, the second day of Celebration, is going to be the time and place of the official debut of the teaser trailer and the title reveal, so mark your calendars for that. It's going to be a very exciting week indeed. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes all down to one of the concept art descriptions that actually involves a big secret by Ahsoka Tano that also involves the character of Rey and even the Lost City. Specifically, a description of Rey inside of the Lost City where it's described that she is within the Jedi location. Rey is said to be walking into a large room full of Jedi relics with R2-D2. The next goes over Rey opening a large stone box of sorts that contains belongings to other Jedi, including Ahsoka Tano's holocron. It said that Rey is holding it with both of her hands and that it glows in a blue hue, where it said that Rey begins to hear a distant female voice. It's described that Rey hears the voice of Ahsoka Tano while holding the holocron, where it's described that Rey is learning new truths and the partial stories of the origins of the Force through Ahsoka's discovery that is now discovered by Rey through the holocron. Additionally, it's said that the voice of Ahsoka through the holocron also allows Rey to learn a new power that she will use in the film against Kylo Ren within the third act of the movie. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this and as to why this most definitely ties directly into what we went over a couple of months ago about one of the prop pieces that were used on set over at Pinewood and Cardington for the Lost City sequences was indeed a prop piece dubbed as Tano's holocron. And that, to me, when we think about Star Wars, holocrons on film, they really haven't been a highlight if you really think about it. This is really something that's really geared towards, animated TV series like Star Wars Rebels, right? We've never really seen a holocron in full action doing its thing, right? In, of course, a live-action Star Wars movie. Now, yes, of course, in Solo: A Star Wars Story, we got a little glimpse of it in Dryden Voss's Den. But now in Episode 9, JJ and Chris, they really want to bring in a lot of Jedi lore that's really going to answer a lot of questions, as well as, to the point where it's going to hold a lot of different connections to the prequels, Star Wars Rebels, and even the original trilogy. So first things first, what I really want to go over is how Rey is inside of the Jedi location, the Jedi runes, if you will, within the Lost City, where she discovers Ahsoka Tano's holocron that is said to glow in a blue hue. So when we think about that, alright, we think all the way back to Star Wars Rebels, right? Jedi holocrons, Sith holocrons, this is something that I think is really going to make Episode 9 stand out and really feel like it's really tapping into the lore and bringing it to life in the form of live action, which I honestly think is great. I think that's perfect. So, it's actually described that she begins to hear the voices of Ahsoka that are, of course, revealing partial truths and discoveries and, of course, origins of the Force itself to Rey, and also Rey learning a new power through the holocron. So, like I say, we do know that J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, they really want to do amazing things with this movie. They also are making a lot of connections to Star Wars Rebels. It's one of the main reasons as to why they were really talking to Dave Filoni, pretty much endlessly throughout production, throughout pre-production, and throughout, regular production, principal photography, if you will. So, already, I think that fans are really going to already enjoy exactly how they're going to incorporate the Jedi and Sith lore, because not only will it be Jedi lore and Sith lore that's going to be used in order to evolve Kylo and Rey, but it's also going to be used as a way in order to connect it to Star Wars Rebels and past Star Wars projects. That's really going to make this film feel very connected to other Star Wars movies and animated TV series, which I honestly think is brilliant and fascinating by JJ in order to really gravitate towards pretty much any single Star Wars fan out there around the world. So the other thing that I do want to go over is how additionally it's said that the voice of Ahsoka through the holocron also allows Rey to learn a new power that she will eventually use in the film against Kylo. So what is this new power? Could this very well be the power that we have been talking about, where Rey is able to use the mastered form of Force Stasis, also known as Force Freeze, where there is a particular sequence in this movie in which she goes full Matrix in a Neo fashion, right? Where she blocks all blaster fire by troopers, by, of course, protecting both Finn and Poe on the battlefield within the third act of the movie. Guys, like I say, it brings me all the way back to The Matrix. In case you guys have not seen that movie, Neo blocks all the bullets. That's what I'm thinking about right now in my head. Seen great examples of this in The Last Jedi, where, you know, Rian Johnson used a lot of inspiration from other movies that really didn't sit too well with a lot of fans. So when we look at Episode 9, I think it is worth the risk since it is the last film of the Skywalker saga. But just don't take too much of a risk, you know, because if you go too far, then that's where things may feel a little too different and a little too out of place for the Star Wars franchise itself. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night